What are the hot selling neighborhoods? It's always newer properties, newer neighborhoods that sell the best. In this case, Secord and Chappelle, they flipped positions, but basically they've been sitting 1 and 2 for the past 2 years. You also had Keswick, the Upland, Summerside, and Laurel. That's for detached single-family homes. For semi-detached or duplexes, Chappelle led the charge there, followed by Laurel, the Orchards, Maple Crest, and Summerside. Apartment-style condos, Wakotewin, the former Oliver, was sitting at number 1. Downtown, Garneau being number 3. And then outside the city of Edmonton, St. Albert was the hottest market. No surprise there. Sherwood Park, number 2, also no surprise. Then you had Spruce Grove, Leduc, and Fort Saskatchewan. 6 of the top 15 mid-sized cities, year-over-year rental growth for apartment-style condos. Grand Prairie sitting at 4, Medicine Hat 5, Lethbridge 6. We've also got Red Deer, Sherwood Park, Red Deer, and Lloydminster. This is the amount of growth that they did year over year. And then you've got a lot of the same cities on where it comes for most affordable. So once again, you've got this great increase in rental income or rental rates, and yet we're still very affordable when it comes to a lot of these mid-sized cities. It was interesting that pretty much all 7 speakers talked about, here's what's going to happen in Canada, Alberta, and Edmonton if there's no tariffs, and here's what we predict if there are tariffs. So there's really 2 paths that we can take. And so when it comes to what we expect will be good for growth is 2017 tax cuts fully extended, lower corporate tax, less regulation. Bad for growth, high tariffs, deportation, spending cuts.
So just to wrap up, the Bank of Canada expected to continue cutting rates in 2025.
Here's what's going to happen in Canada, Alberta, and Edmonton.
Alberta population growth to cool with the changes of immigration policy.
However, we do expect to see a lot of in-migration from other provinces. So we still will be in growth mode. What we expect will be good for growth. The economy from 2017 cool in 2025. Obviously, again, the Trump regulation is really what is going to be quite interesting. Apparently, we're supposed to see it was interesting that pretty much on Saturday, all 7 speakers talked about. We'll see what happens. So, here's what's going to happen in Canada, going on, Alberta, and Edmonton. I probably could have had another 30 slides of information that was going on.
Found that adults who get 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night are 39% less likely to die from cardiovascular disease compared to those who sleep less than 5 hours. Pretty substantial. So then immediate. Research has shown that after 1 night of sleep deprivation, cognitive performance decreases by 30%. Next slide. So here we have meditation. So long-term, a 2014 meta-analysis, so it's just a combination of studies, found that regular mindfulness meditation reduced stress by an average of 30%. The immediate research has shown that just 8 weeks of mindfulness meditation can increase gray matter density in areas of the brain involved in learning and memory, emotional regulation, and perspective taking by up to 4.2%. Okay, so what if meditation is just too woo-woo? Yeah, there's cognitive benefits, but I don't want to increase my gray matter density. My wife already calls me dense. No problem. Let's look at breath work. A study in Frontiers in Psychology found that regular practice of slow, deep breathing resulted in a 12% reduction in cortisol levels. So essentially stress levels. The immediate benefits of slow, controlled breathing include a 15% reduction in heart rate and an improvement in stress recovery. Okay, can everyone pause and take 1 long, deep breath with me? How does that feel? That was more for me than for you guys, but. Okay, last slide in terms of habits. So last but not least, social connections. Strong social connections can increase life expectancy by pretty crazy, approximately 50%. So very critical. And then immediate, engaging in social interactions can lead to a 25% increase in happiness levels. Pretty cool. And let's not forget you could have 10.5 hours of extra time per week to focus on what matters most to you, whether that's earning more, achieving more, or spending more time with loved ones. Now, I know everyone's starting from a different place, and it may not be feasible to do all those things. Totally get it. But let's say you only got 10% of those benefits. I think it'd be fair to say it'd be worth the investment. Just about done, Jasmine. So let's review how far we've come. We started with our ideal vision. We determined that health is wealth and that healthy habits will help us accomplish our vision. We acknowledge that there are distractions, but we have ways to eliminate or at least mitigate those distractions, which frees up more time. So now we have the time and mental space to experiment with new healthy habits, enjoying the benefits immediately, and looking forward to the incredible benefits long term. And finally, we use systems and tools to hold us accountable and help us focus more on what matters most, empowering us to move closer to our ideal visions of reality.
And so if this is a refresh for you, because you've heard me speak a few times, please bear with me. If this is new for you, I encourage you to take some notes right now, okay? Professional hazard, I do teach and coach for a living now too. And so I will always share with you when I believe you should be taking notes. Otherwise, listen up, it's all good. Now, in the last 10 years, before 2020, the end of 2023 really hit this market, does everybody remember what was happening in this market? It fell really flat for almost a good decade. And yet, okay, who here was making money from this market? Yeah, if you know what you're doing, you know how to make make money in any market. And that's my point. So we're all here coming together tonight as self-proclaimed real estate investors. Where are my real estate investors at? Every hand should go up, come on. All right, by the power vested in me, I pronounce all of you real estate investors for even just one evening. Give me a wave. Awesome. Okay, so everybody's a real estate investor. Now, I want you to write those 3 words down, okay? Real estate investor, if you don't have pen, maybe use your phone right now. I don't mind. Real estate investor. First thing first, real estate arguably is one of our favorite asset class. So under real estate, I want you to highlight it and just write down asset and asset class. Now, the tricky part here is always the word investor. What does investing mean to you? What does being an investor mean to you? What's the purpose of every business after all is said and done? To make money. Can I also say that I believe that being an investor, it should be the same too? Can we all agree on that? Yeah. Did you want to invest in properties to lose money on purpose? No. Okay. So being an investor or being in investing is learning how money works and how to put it to work for you. That's my definition. Feel free to borrow it. And so I want to set some ground rules so that we're all starting at the same point, because I can look around the room, and having spoken to a few of you so far tonight, I know that I'm dealing with people that's got 0 rental properties under their belt right now, and somebody who's been investing in this market for over 20 years. So I just want to set some ground rules, make sure that we're all coming from the same place. And this is the thing. I've always said this. If you're taking notes, make sure you write this down as well. If you've ever heard me speak, you will know that I'm very, very big on differentiating the two, okay? First of all, can we all agree that all thumbs are fingers? Yes, but not all fingers are thumbs. Okay. So now, by the same logic, all investors are buyers. However, not all buyers are investors. Okay, I really want you to take that to heart. It's very important. There's a very, very slight and yet important difference between the two. Because what happens when a market acts like this? You get all kinds of people flooding into the market, just buying things up. And I will share this with you, even just in the last 5 years, since I've stood on this stage back in 2020, I'm looking around right now, and I can already see that it is the 80-20 rule. I see 20% of the same faces, 80% of you are new.